Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Okay, the crackling is back. What fucking changed? Huh? Jesus Christ. Let's get Jay down. Okay, now it's fixed. Did somebody touch it in there? I'll come in there and tan your bottoms. Yeah. Let me tell you. Jack Parr wasn't treated like this. Who's Jack Parr? I have no idea. How are you, folks? Welcome to the goddamn show. It's Tuesday. I hate fucking Tuesday. A lot of schools are shut up on Tuesday. I understand why. Actually, it was Monday. Remember that song? Tell me why I don't like Monday. Tell me why. What do you mean? You don't remember that, Priscilla? I shoot the whole world down. What do you got? Some type of Alzheimer's or shit? Kid shot up a school, and that was the song that they wrote a song about it. Oh, I'm telling you, kids. Anyways, how's it going, folks? Right off the bat, the program we use to take phone calls is down. Won't let us sign in and whatnot. So maybe we'll take chats instead. So chat it up. Hope you're doing blowing meth in the chat rooms and get real fucking yappy. Pretend you're at a fucking late show at the Funny Bone in Chicago. I have a bad habit of playing to the window now. I should start looking at the camera. Anyways, big shout out to Tom Wright, who sent me a check for over $100. A nice donation. Tommy, thank you so much. It's appreciated. It's going to go right up my nose after the show. Dates. This Saturday night, Lucy's, Pleasantville, New York. Saturday and Sunday, November. Saturday and Sunday? This is wrong. This is wrong, Priscilla. This is wrong. Friday and Saturday, November 2nd and 3rd, Governors in Levittown, Long Island. Tuesday, November 6th, Fat Black Pussycat, New York City. Friday, November 9th and Saturday the 10th, Mohegan Sun Comics Comedy Club, Mohegan Sun, Uncasville, Connecticut. Saturday, November 17th, the Comedy Shop, Bud Lake, New Jersey. Friday, November 30th and Saturday, December 1st, the Corner Comedy Club, Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. New Year's Eve, Monday, December 31st, Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York. Saturday, January 12th, Fairfield Theater Company in Fairfield, Connecticut. Saturday, January 19th, Bobby V's, Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Go to nickdip.com for all your ticket info. And remember, folks, as a way of thanking you for being loyal listeners, I have a 20% off promo codes for you to use at nickdip.com store from now until Halloween, which is next Wednesday, I believe. Facebook listeners, use promo code Facebook20. YouTube listeners, use promo code YouTube20. And patrons, use Patreon20 for 20% off anything in the store. Hats, shirts, CDs, DVDs, signed CDs, or DVDs. We also now have international shipping to almost everywhere, except for Cuba and Iran and parts of Saudi Arabia, the parts where, the parts where they cut off your parts. Royal family. Royal pain in my ass is what I say, those motherless fucks. Also, if you're an Amazon Prime member, there's a link there for you to watch my last 3 specials for free. So do that before you wander into the club and go, he's offensive. Then I can tell you, well, did you do your fucking due diligence? The hell? What? I was eating a caterpillar outside a few minutes ago. Hey, here's a movie coming out starring Chuck Norris, and this seems to be, I wonder when they wrote this. These things take a couple of years to write, so let's take a look at this. We'll put a chill up your ass.
Merry Christmas! Muppet Star up this year.
Time for dinner.
No one thought it could ever happen.
Really? Who?
Here.
Democrats? Oh, that's a white guy.
They are an army of
It's a white guy.
international terrorists.
America has not been invaded
Oh,
by a
look,
foreign enemy in
guys,
nearly
this is
200
fucking horrible.
years.
Their target, America. Their objective, control.
18 hours.
It's a lot of trucks to rent, I'll tell you.
America will be a different place.
Look, a blonde-haired
Now,
it's a
only one
blonde-haired
thing
guy.
stands in their way.
It's
look.
time to die.
Look, it's white terrorists. White people invading the United States of America. That's like New York City traffic.
Didn't work, huh?
Oh, no.
Well,
They wanted a war.
See you in hell.
Look it. I've yet to see a brown terrorist.
Chuck Norris.
Unfucking believable.
Invasion USA.
Yeah, I'm fucking shaking in my boots. We're being attacked and invaded by Switzerland terrorists. You know what happened there? Chuck Norris, Hollywood said, look, we'll do a deal. We're going to make a deal with you. If you are going to save the United States from an invasion, and everybody knows you're a big right-winged Trump fan, we're going to make all the bad people in the movie white like you. And he went, okay, fuck it. First of all, it scares me that Chuck Norris is going to save the United States, a guy who has the arms of a 75-year-old female school teacher. I don't know if you've seen him working out with Christy Brinkley on that fucking full-body workout thing. How many times do you think he sniffed that thing after Christy got off it? But did you notice that? Did you notice the bad guys in the fucking movie were blonde-haired and blue, just like Die Hard? All the terrorists are Western European. Hollywood, you're a bunch of fucking fags. Fucking ballless, spineless, cowardly, white, fucking little bully jerk. I'm glad you got bullied when you were kids, because you grew up to be the biggest pussies. Every time you have a thought, you weaken this nation. Why didn't you put fucking Paula Dean as the head terrorist? And I think Susan Olsen, who plays Cindy Brady, she could have been her right-hand man. How about the Nelson brothers? They could strap a couple guns on them, you fucking... Oh, my God! Fucking A! Hope that compressor's working. You know, I got to tell Jay, since he's put it in, it's been worse than ever. More crackling than we're cooking steaks here. I don't know. Did somebody touch the settings? Now it's working just fine. Well, nobody touched anything. What is it, static electricity? Fucking Ryan's tank top? I'm doing my fucking part. Let's get this shit straight! Anyways. I just noticed that in the trailer, by the way. I played it today, didn't even fucking really look at it. What the fuck? Put it back. Keep her off this. Put it back to where it was. I can't hear myself. Keep going. The fuck are you guys doing? Leave it there. Thank you. What the fuck? Ha ha! Fake smile. Ha ha! This show shows warts and all, okay? Well, Nick, you're so hard to work for. Well, fuck. I'm consistent.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking thing sucks.
Exactly. Get rid of the fucking compressor. Leave it be. I don't want to see anybody reaching for anything. Chuck Norris, the man with the 80-year-old woman arms, is going to save the country against a bunch of fucking terrorists from Sweden. You liberals are the most ballless, fucking spineless. I know, because I've worked in your business. Nick, you're getting awful cocky doing a show from your base. I don't give a fuck. The GoPro cam doesn't work either, so anybody who made that can stick that up their ass. What was that made in Taiwan?
Sweden, probably.
Not funny, but good try. It's a callback that sucked, Jason.
I'll take good try.
Yeah, well, you better get better than that. Excuse me. 20% off Khashoggi's fingers, too, by the way. Can we play that trailer again? Seriously, I want to get a look at the fucking back. I just noticed that as we were walking. Go ahead, fucking. Takes place on Christmas. They're stealing Die Hard.
Can I put the star up this year?
Holy shit, that's Buffy.
No one thought it could ever happen.
America could be attacked by white people. You see that guy?
They aren't army of international terrorists.
It's the fucking Beach Boys.
Has not been invaded by a
Oh,
foreign
Fernando
enemy.
Lamas' kid is a bad man now.
Their target,
Their target, Wingashit Beach in Gloucester, Mass.
control.
18 hours from now,
Ride a rent-a-trucks.
America will be a different place.
Holy shit.
Now, only one thing stands in their way.
It's time to die.
Looks like a lesbian with a goatee. Nice haircut, Chuck. This is so different than all the other movies. A helicopter. This is like downtown fucking Baltimore on a Friday night
Now it will.
with white people.
They wanted a war.
See you in hell.
He gave them one.
I ain't saw
See you
one.
postcard.
I haven't seen one brown person.
Chuck Norris. Invasion USA.
Absolute dog shit. If I catch you at the theater, I will tan your bottoms. Absolute fucking dog shit. Hey, my buddy Louis C.K. back on the nose. I got a text from Mike Clark. Who's Mike Clark? He owns Giggles Comedy Club in Saugus, Massachusetts. He's brother of the world famous Lenny Clark, a Boston comic. And Mike was very influential in getting me started in Boston. Brought me most of my first dates, and the Clark family, they're a main staple in Boston comedy, have been for years. He owns a club called Giggles. That's where I got in a brawl with a patron there one night on stage. And I've told this story. I'm not going to tell it again. It was like a good hockey fight, though. We were in the middle of the room exchanging right hands. And Lenny Clark was hosting the show, who weighed about 360 at the time, tackled all of us into a bunch of tables. And it was a lot of fun. Had by all. The cops showed up, and I was in the kitchen pinned against the wall by the chef. Anyways, good times. Well, that story's back in the news. It seems it attracts controversy. But Louis C.K. staged a surprise set at Giggles in Saugus. That's like 10 minutes up the highway from where I grew up. And a share of female comedians are none too thrilled that the disgraced star was welcomed on a local stage. I can't believe that they just threw that on an audience, Stephanie Peters, who nobody knows and nobody cares about, said. It would be one thing if he was scheduled and people knew they were going to see him, but to have a woman in an audience who could have been creeped out and to just throw him out there, it's appalling. Well, then don't play Giggles, you fucking unknown female comic from the greater Boston area. Who gives a shit? He didn't rape anybody. He didn't kill a baby. He's not a fucking live tiger that they sprung on the audience. Okay? If he was a fat black lesbian, you think you want to give her a second shot? Of course you would. So shut the fuck up. Get over your pussy, I say. That nobody probably wants. Because if you're a female comic, you look like a truck driver. Not all of yous, but funny ones anyways. It's appalling. You're fucking appalling. It was an abuse of power to just put him on without letting people know that he was going to be there. Like he's fucking, like he's got some type of Ebola that if he fucking spits on somebody in the audience, they're going to die. Shut up. Go back to your open mics at the Chinese restaurant in fucking Long Island. I can't even tell you what fucking Mike said. He's a great guy, by the way, and obviously uses a bunch of female comics. It's an old boys network up in Boston. It says, yet there's fucking 4 female comics quoted in this article. So apparently you're getting stage time. The chances are any of you are as funny as the worst guy comic is pretty fucking slim, to be honest with you. An abuse of power. What is he, the Secretary of State? Despite the 5 women who accused celeb of sexual misconduct, New York Times expert Clark said he agreed, adding that he didn't promote the appearance because it was short notice, but he said he did get the green light from other comedians performing that evening. Well, good thing. Comics are telling the club owner how to run his club. Did he make some mistakes in his life? Mike Clark said, sure, but he's trying to get his life back together. But that's only for guys like Michael Vick and, minorities who do wrong. And Clark said of CK, while also stating he feels for the women who came forward with their stories last November. He seemed contrite, meaning Louis, and sorry. I just believe in giving somebody a second chance. Well, geez, Mike, that makes you quite an asshole. Enough of the pictures of Louis. We know what the fuck he looks like, Jace. There's something called overproduction, all right? So fucking, you're distracting people. And all of the places to give CK a second chance. Comedian Lauren Verge, another unfunny broad nobody's ever heard, isn't surprised it would be in the Boston area, as many of the bookers know him from when he was cutting his comedic teeth in our city. They're much more willing to give him a chance, she said. Boston is old school. It's a boys' club. Yeah, that's what Boston's known for. The city of Boston, the real old school white politics, that real fucking regressive conservative type thought. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And why are you being quoted in a major paper in Boston? As many of the bookers know him from when he, but the crowd will ultimately decide if he still has a career. Yeah, that's right. Not you and your fucking unfunny girlfriends. I believe that Mike Clark did his buddy a favor. I understand why he did it, but I wish he didn't, she added. Meanwhile, Rhode Island comedian Colleen Galvin deemed Clark's decision to let CK perform a slap in the face better than your ass. That would be fucking hashtag Me Too material. After the Times article, he issued an apology and admitted these stories are true, but she thinks he's yet to earn a second chance. Well, who the fuck are you, Colleen Galvin? Who are you? Get over your fucking vaginas. I'll say it again. Get the fuck over it. It was a dick. If you're lucky, you might see a few more after people see your act. Fucking Jesus, enough already. I just see words, and that's not enough, Galvin said, as she told another dick joke and talked about tampons and everything else that female comics talk about. People who go to prison, they get a second chance, but they serve a sentence. There were no consequences here. No consequences, you dumb broad. They canceled his fucking Louis series on FX. You know how much money that cost? Canceled his fucking Netflix special, and they shut down a movie he made. But no consequences? What are you fucking talking about? You're so wrapped up in your own labia, you can't even fucking hear the world out there. Of course, CK has been reclusive since his star spiraled from the sky. You know, that's real beautiful writing. Mike Clark said, people are so quick to condemn someone nowadays, Clark said. He was never arrested or convicted of any crimes. Exactly. I'm not saying that what he did was right. Neither am I. I've said it a million times. I'd punch him in the face too. But I'm not going to deprive him of a career. I'm not the judge or jury. I'm just his friend. Exactly. While CK's performance in general didn't sit well with the local comedy queens, a couple of them took particular issue with the fact that he had a closer named Christine Hurley. I never would have followed him, Peter said. Galvin echoed that sentiment, saying, I would have walked out. I don't need to be in an environment where this was allowed to go on. If it meant I had to work in Walmart instead of a comedy, which you probably do better at, I would be the funniest Walmart worker there. Yeah, you would. You just shot yourself in the face with that joke, proving you're not funny. I would be the funniest Walmart worker there was. You probably are the funniest Walmart worker there ever was. There's a spill on aisle 3. Why don't you go lap it up? Fucking make me sick. I would have walked up because it's not just about comedy, she continued. It's about life, and it happens every single day. What does? What does? That they give unfunny women a shot anyways because we need females on stage? You're absolutely right. It happens every night in every comedy club around the country. By the way, I have 5 female comics who I absolutely love. So don't think I'm painting with a broad brush, which is what you're going to be doing for $5.50 an hour. Hurley had to defend herself, thank God. Hurley didn't walk out in protest. Instead, she said the comedian did her gig as promised. First of all, Mike Clark is my boss, Hurley told us. He has made my career completely successful. What he says goes. He'd never put me in a position to jeopardize me. Lewis is his friend. What CK did was despicable, but he knows that. Exactly. So there's one female comic who gets it. I wish we had pictures of all of them. I can just... Nick, what are you saying? You know what I'm saying. This is my job, she can do. It's not like I went to court for the guy. I just went on stage after him. I don't condone the guy. It's just business. It's just business, Mike. Just because I'm not strong enough to walk out doesn't mean I don't care. That doesn't make you not strong. It makes you actually, I respect you because you went on after fucking Louis. Not too many people want to do that. I do it all the time because I went on before him, after him. I've let him go on at the Comedy Cellar in front of me. Why? Because I've been doing this 30 years. And if I go on after Louis and I'm dying, I just pull my prick out. Standing ovation. I can't believe they sprung this on the audience without setting up road flares and Jesus fucking Christ. And then you want men to believe you're, as strong and tough and you should have all the positions men have in the world, yet you're fucking cowering about an incident that happened a few years ago. Toughen up, ladies. It's an ugly world out there. Put on a cup or fucking heavy pad, whatever you do. Mike Clark is a stand-up guy. And, whatever. I didn't hear anybody, by the way, saying this shit. After Paula Poundstone. Remember she was accused of doing something to one of her kids? Didn't hear all you broads out there screaming for her head to be chopped off. Something to do with a hairbrush, by the way. I'm not making it up. Where were you then? Oh, that's right. You hadn't been brainwashed by the modern day feminists. Anyways, Mike, you did the right thing. And Miss Hurley, good for you for sticking around and being a professional and going on stage after. What up, kids?
Right. It was in Variety, I guess, that Sarah Silverman said yesterday that she used to let Louis masturbate in front of her.
Oh. I used to let Louis masturbate in front of me. Yeah, Sarah did a lot more than that to get to the top with her fucking mediocre liberal dog shit point of view. Did she say that, really? Was she serious? They were pretty tight back in the day. Whatever. All right, let's take a break and get into some stuff that I enjoy. That would be kitty porn. What? Not kitty, you know what I'm saying, Jason. Joke's been made 1,000 times, and I make it 1,001. And Jason nods all cockily like he's an expert in comedy. Let me tell you something, fella. Oh, man, I had pizza with garlic. Holy Jesus. Mamma mia. What's tonight, folks? I'll tell you what tonight is. Are we trying to get the phones up or no? Nah. Backbone's lost their backbone, have they? Can't get them on the phone either. High-tech world. Hope it all goes away soon. World Series tonight, Game 1. Do you know how spoiled us Boston people are? Do you understand, folks? Since what, 2001, literally 17 years, we've been in 9 Super Bowls. Unfucking heard of. Not to mention AFC championships. Since 2014 years, this will be our 4th World Series. You understand? Even the Bruins and Celtics threw in a couple championships there. Or championship. We are title town. I can't believe this. I can't believe I watched every game. I recorded every game this year. And it starts tonight. I have a little tradition, actually. I have comedian friends watch the first game of the World Series with me. This is from back in 2013 when they played the Cardinals. I had some comedians to my house.
Press swings. It's a line drive ball to deep left center. It's going. Somebody get me a fucking wiener before I die.
Kershaw versus Sale. You don't know anything about baseball. It means nothing to you, but that is a delicious matchup of 2 southpaws. Chris Sale missed his last start in the ALCS because he had a stomach infection. He said he got from a belly button piercing. I'm guessing he was kidding. Although he did. He said that in the paper. Although he's so skinny, that would give him an infection. If he got a belly button piercing, it would go right through his back and his kidneys. He's that paper thin. But I guarantee you he'll be throwing smoke tonight. And Kershaw, who has never pitched at Fenway, who, he's a handsome son of a gun. I'm not gay, but I think he looks like a California dude, even though I don't know where he's from. But anyways.
He's from Texas.
He's from Texas. Very good, Jason. Very good. Send him a, I don't know, Encyclopedia Britannica. Oh, but what kind of, what? Encyclopedia Britannica. Anyways, the key matchup, and here's a statistic that's very important to this game, okay? First of all, it's been 10 years since the last team, which was the 2008 Phillies, went on to win the whole thing after being the first to clinch a World Series berth. The Sox wrapped up the AL pennant on Thursday, so they've had a couple extra days to rest. That means they can, that works both ways. You either get to rest, which it's baseball. You really don't have to rest. They play every day anyway. But the momentum could go away, whatever. That I do believe in. But here's the other thing. I like J.D. Martinez, who's the MVP of the American League, in my opinion. This whole, and I love Mookie, might be my favorite player ever, okay? So I'm being very fair here. But J.D. Martinez is the MVP of the American League. Well, he's a DH. I don't give a shit. He had like 50 more RBIs. When you get to that difference, okay, you take his offense away from the Sox this year, it hurts more than if you take Mookie's away. But yes, defensively, running the bases, Mookie, But we're so, I'm not going to get into it. I just think JD should be. But listen what he's done against Kershaw. He's a .455 lifetime hitter with 2 home runs and a 1.59 OPS and 11 at-bats. That's a small sample. Yes, 13 plate appearances. That's pretty damn good, though. One of the home runs came last October, game 1 of the LDS. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I went to the Red Sox. The last time they played a game at Fenway, the last time they clinched a World Series, and it was in 80-something years against the Cardinals in 2013 that they clinched at home. I was there for that game. I took a little video of the atmosphere before the game to give you guys a little what it feels like to be at Fenway. No better place to see a game, period. I think that was the Dropkick Murphys. I'm not sure. Yeah. What an atmosphere. I got to chill up my ass. Yeah. They went on to win. It was a nice, warm October night. And who brought me there? My super agent, Tony Burton. We have a picture, I think, me and Tony. There he is, super agent Tony Burton. He looks like William F. Buckley, doesn't he? And I look like a disappointed client going, for Christ's sake, can you get me another radio gig? It's been 15 years. And he's the greatest guy you'll ever meet in the world. He just called me out of the blue and goes, hey, I got a guy that works in the ticket office for MLB. You want to go to the... No, Tony, I'm going to lay on the couch. There's a Silver Spoons marathon coming on. What a fucking night. We went to Cask and Flagon. We're in the Cask and Flagon, which is literally 12 feet away from Fenway Park gates. We're eating it's a famous bar, restaurant. We're in there. We're about to clinch the World Series against the St. Louis Cardinals. And what's everybody chanting in the restaurant? Yankees suck. That's how deep it runs in Boston. We are minutes away from winning a World Series, and they're chanting Yankee. Nobody even mentioned the Cardinals. And the place was filled with Cardinals shirts and hats. And everybody's it was such a disrespect to the fucking Cardinals fans who came all the way from St. Louis. And we're not even giving them any guff. Oh, it runs deep, that hatred. But I cannot wait for tonight. I am so excited. I got the lube, the wet naps, and a small dog. And I like dogs. I have a little Yorkie, and I love the dog. And I'm not one of these people that compares their dog to children, Oh, it's just like having... No, it's not. That's an insult to people who have children. But I have to admit, this dog brings out a softer side in me. The judge said it was bestiality, but those are just words. You know what I mean? Hey, you should see how the dog's dressed. I mean, I can't help it. Little fucking tight little... Anyways, Let's go Red Sox. Beat LA. Oh, boy. Manny Machado, are you in for it? Manny Machado cleated. Remember, he cleated Pedroia. Sliding into... Was that wasn't... I can't even remember. That was last year. That wasn't this year, was it? Jason, you remember?
I would think that's when he was with the Orioles.
Well, he was with the Orioles this year, too, Jason.
Oh, I didn't pay close attention.
Anyways, he cleated Pedroia. I think it was the last season, anyways, and it started a brawl because we beamed him and whatever the fuck. So he's a real punk who I love. I don't know why. I hate the bad guys. But if I could throw a baseball like him, I'd be a dick too and hit a baseball like him. Anyways, so look forward to that. Khashoggi. Remember Khashoggi? The journalist who disappeared? Well, anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, Jamal Khashoggi's cut up and disfigured remains have been found in the garden of the Saudi Consul's general home in Istanbul, two sources say. I mean, do you think we have enough evidence now? I think you get the point. It hurt. Anyways, found in the Saudi consul's general home in Istanbul, in the garden. The Sky account contradicts the explanation from Saudi officials that the body was rolled up in a carpet. They were so bad at hiding this that I have to believe they weren't trying to hide it. They've made it so painfully odd, no pun intended, obvious that they did this to this guy. I mean, for Christ's sake. There's more evidence here than there was that the Saudis attacked the Twin Towers. But they said a body that was rolled up in a carpet handed over to local collaborators to dispose of the evidence, which is total nonsense. On Monday, Dogu Pernesek, leader of Turkey's left-wing nationalist patriotic party, alleged that Khashoggi's remains have been found inside a well in the diplomat's garden. His body parts are in the garden. We have some video of the actual garden. Nick, that's not funny. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Look at that garden. How could you not find those body parts? Honey, I'm going out to pick some fresh basil. What's this fucking nose doing on the lawn? Look at his teeth. They should have pulled those instead of his fingers. Oh, for the love of Christ, Nick. I don't give it. It's Saudi. The Saudis are dirty, dirty people. Again, just check out how they don't use toilet paper. And then they serve you a nice gyro. The location of Mr. Khashoggi's body is just one of the questions we need answered to, and as such, we await the full results of the Turkish investigation. Who said that? That was British Prime Minister Theresa May's spokesman, Kevin Mamaluk. Ow! You think I'm kidding? I'm going to the doctor's tomorrow. Orthopedic. What is he? Not orthopedic. Orthopedic guy. He's the best in Westchester. I get tendonitis in both elbows. I can't even whack it anymore. I have to fucking hire a small Asian kid with two good elbows. He's small. He's of age. He's like 33, but I'm just saying. He's about 5'3". What else is going on in the goddamn news? Anything? Don't forget, kids, about your promo codes and ordering Nick DiPaolo t-shirts and plastic hips and silly exploding shoes. Those will be on sale. How about Ted Cruz and Donald Trump? Oh, my God. From Lion Ted to Beautiful. How Trump and Cruz... Well, the name of the... what did I name this? The title of the show is Trump and Ted sitting in a tree. I need glasses. Remind me, to burn these and get LASIKs, or I'll do it myself. I'll fix my own fucking eyes tonight. I will. I'll get a blowtorch, some type of sharp instrument. These make you look like you're 106. There they stood on stage before tens of thousands of President Trump and Ted Cruz embracing each other, hands on shoulders, fingers up asses, tongues in mouths, pats on backs, here at the Toyota Center in Houston. The president, with his roaring supporters bringing the noise level to a crescendo, gave his full in-person endorsement to Cruz, a man whose father Trump baselessly accused during the 2016 GOP primaries of associating with Lee Harvey Oswald just prior to the assassination of JFK. He did. And don't say baseless. There's a slight evidence people thought that. Now he's beautiful Ted. Here's Trump on the 360 he made as far as Ted Cruz.
2016.
It got nasty.
When they were two of the last Republicans in the presidential primaries.
Donald, you're a sniveling coward.
Ted Cruz, the biggest liar I've ever met. He's not lying, Ted, anymore. He's beautiful, Ted.
I know what you did. You're a damn terrorist. All right, just get the hell out of here, huh? I got a goddamn campaign.
You know why? Because Donald Trump's an adult. He knows that the adults out there go, this is politics. Like, this is the first time we've ever seen this play out, where two political rivals who fucking bad-mouth the shit out of each other in the primaries ended up tonguing each other's asses. It happens every year. If you don't believe me, here's some video of the thick-ankle dog face and the Marxist cocksucker.
I know what you did. You're a damn terrorist. All right, just get the hell out of here, huh? I got a goddamn...
Look at that embrace. Look at, right now he's screaming Obama because she's standing on one of his toes with those fucking Clydesdale ankles. She's whispering into his ear, you know, like my husband said, people like you used to get us our coffee. And everybody thinks they're embracing. He actually said that. Remember when Bill said that? But you don't remember that? But Obama, when he's running against Hillary the first time? Bill goes, I remember when it was like the scene from The Sopranos. When Johnny Sack said to Christopher Baltasante at a sit-down, Christopher piped in without anybody asking him. He was supposed to just sit there. He goes, I remember when you used to wait in the car. Look at those two disgusting. It happens all the time. I'm not saying it's right. I'm laughing along with you, the rest of you people in the world, because this is politics. This is how phony it is. It makes showbiz look fucking legit. Oh, God. But everybody, you know, the left-wing CNN's going crazy. He called him terrible Ted. Like it's never happened before. The bitter presidential primary fight between Trump and Cruz went beyond policy differences and got personal, in addition to what he said about Cruz's father. Remember this? Trump questioned the senator's Americanness, giving his Canadian birth, called him worse than Hillary Clinton, and ominously threatened to spill the beans on Cruz's wife. Cruz returned the favor, calling Trump a pathological liar, said nominating him would be a train wreck, and refused to endorse Trump at the 2016 National Convention. Remember everybody else endorsed him? I am not in the habit of supporting people who attack my wife and attack my father, Cruz said in July of 2016. Cruz, playing the villain role, told Republican delegates to vote your conscience. Trump looked on from the stands as cameras panned to him. Trump supporters booed Cruz off the stage as Cruz smiled. And yet, 2 months later, Cruz relented and endorsed the party's standard bearer. That's it's called strange bedfellows. And especially when Hillary's involved, it's still called strange bedfellows. She's got a cock like a Grecian bull. You know it. I know it. And Obama has a clitoris. We all know that. We've seen him in his mother-in-law's jeans riding a bike with a pink helmet. Nick, why do you go there? Because I can and I will. I say that Mr. Obama was a big girl. He wears his mother-in-law's underwear and panties. His wife was a defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings. He was caught blowing people in numerous bathhouses across San Francisco. And he sniffed cocaine. I did 2 of those things myself. I won't tell you which ones. Hillary, show us your tits. Hillary, show us your tits. What else is going on in the news, folks? CNN's Jim Acosta, Trump, he says, this is a quote from Trump as dishonest, deceptive person. Oh, isn't that fucking... It's coming from a guy who makes his living at CNN, calling somebody dishonest, deceptive. The Cunty News Network. What a big girl Jim Acosta is. What a sheltered little pussy like this guy led. The veteran broadcaster and sometimes dance choreographer lamented the atmosphere at Trump's campaign rallies. Let's show Jim. He says it's the worst part of his job, he says.
If you want to ask me what makes me
I don't.
the most depressed
Shut your fucking hole, jerk off.
About my job, it's covering the rallies. And it gets to the larger point of what it's like covering the President of the United States, and in particular Donald Trump. In many ways, the danger is not what Trump is doing to America. The danger is how America is changing under Trump. And
why don't you change your fucking panties? It's not the danger what how Trump is changing America. You're the only one out there bitching. You understand that, Jim? Look at that picture. The eyebrows of Eddie Munster. Got the haircut of every local fucking weatherman in the country. He's got the suit and tie of a real estate agent from Long Island. Let me show you a 3-bedroom where I used to sodomize Cub Scouts. Piece of garbage. Piece of human garbage. Acosta is routinely mocked by Trump rally goers, and on Monday described a scene where one Trump fan made a slit-throat motion toward him when they made eye contact. That Trump fan turned out to be none other than Mike Pence. What? Can you see Mike Pence, that straight as an arrow white fella? He looks like every terrorist villain in the fucking Chuck Norris movie. To me, that's the Trump effect. It has normalized and sanitized cruelty in a way I just never thought I would see before, he said. It felt like we weren't in the United States anymore. Acosta made the remarks while on a panel with New York Times White House correspondent Maggie Haberman, well-known muncher of carpet, and White House Correspondents Association Chief Oliver Knox. He's actually saying that all this uncivility or incivility started in politics when Trump got elected. That's how fucking retarded, blind, and intolerant this guy is. Can you imagine coming out and even doing that and saying that? You're the White House correspondent. You're supposed to be objective. You can't even hide it. What a child. What a child, Jimmy. It all this cruelty started when Trump became president. Gee, I remember something called the knockout game I used to watch when Obama was president, with young black people knocking out old white people on the side. Anybody remember that? Yeah, that was pretty civil. How about the fucking riots in Ferguson and Baltimore? How about crime, black on white crime ticking up right after Obama got elected? It's all facts, Jim. Look them up. But you see, Trump came in and said to white people, hey, you don't have to take this shit lying down, and that makes him the bad guy. Because he points out the fake news at all his rallies, and Jim Acosta gets nervous because some guy went like this. That's so scary. Only every wide receiver does it after they score a touchdown in college and in the NFL. Right? It's a penalty, but still. Jimmy Acosta. Jimmy, 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 you're such a crybaby. I hate your dirty guts. Finally, some good news. Finally, you got a little bit of good. Let's lighten up with some good news. Explosive device found at New York home of billionaire George Soros. The FBI on Tuesday was investigating an explosive device found in the mailbox at the New York home of U.S. billionaire and liberal donor George Soros. An employee of the residence in Bedford, north of Manhattan, that's not far from here, found the suspicious package in the mailbox on Monday afternoon, opened it, and found what appeared to be a MyPillow. No, I'm just dicking you. Appeared to be an explosive device. The employee placed the package in a wooded area. That would be on Hillary's stomach, and called the Bedford police. The local police department said Soros was not home at the time, unfortunately. He was out trying to put together another mob to attack Republicans in restaurants. So he's very busy these days. Soros was not home at the time, and the bomb squad technicians defused the device by having Hillary Clinton pee on it, who happened to be walking by. An extensive investigation has been opened, and the case has been turned over to the Joint Terrorism Task Force Division of the FBI. Born to a Jewish family in Hungary, the 88-year-old hedge fund tycoon has an estimated net worth of $8.3 billion, but he's for the working man. What a cheese eater. I hope this guy fucking develops some type of clog. In 1992, the Wall Street trader became known as the man who broke the Bank of England when his aggressive speculation against the sterling sent it crashing out of the European exchange mechanism. He busted a bank. The guy's a fucking genius. He's just an evil genius. But is that how you're going to take a little package in his mailbox? Come on, you got to play fair. You don't become like the Democrats. It's a dirty pool. Dirty. Listen how this article, I always forget to write down the source, but just from reading it, you can tell they paint him out to be a fucking angel. He has given billions to his open society foundations, which promote freedom of expression. Is that what that is? Is that what that is, freedom of expression, when you send a group of Antifa guys, literally with criminal records, to punch people in the face that have MAGA hats on? Is that freedom of expression, George? Justice and equality, in which counter discrimination, unless you're an old straight white guy. Just watch any of the Progressive insurance ads, by the way. That's one of his companies that he sponsors financially. Earlier this month, the U.S. President Donald Trump accused Soros of paying demonstrators to protest against the nomination of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Like we didn't know that. Soros has been accused by nationalists the world over, sponsoring protests and seeking to push a liberal multicultural agenda. So that's, according to whoever wrote this, you hear how they frame the words? You know, he's all for equality, multiculturalism, which is we're proven doesn't fucking work. He probably built the caravan. But there's other ways of, bomb in the mailbox. That's too hack. That's very Unabomber shit. Do it the Guineas way, the greasy Italians. We do it like this. Now, let me ask you something. I sent you the time cues. Something gets cut off, because the reason I chose that clip is right before the guy starts the car, he goes, fucking Buicks. It wouldn't start. So
the timestamp was for right after he said that. That's when it said to start the video.
You're full of shit.
We can do a second take. No, because I'm saying you're full of shit. You can play that 11 times. I'm telling you, I sent you the whole clip. No? So should I choose 3 seconds? Like something's getting lost in translation. You understand? I'm very meticulous. It's the reason I chose that. So there's no way I watched it and said I'll start it here right after. I'm just saying whatever you're using to edit does not match or is cutting off a second or two here and there.
Not blaming you. I'm blaming Backbone, the phone company. Whatever. I'm just saying. It's never the exact fucking markers. And I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying something is different. I'll put the 12 Asian kids we have tied up to the loom in the kitchen on it. Anyways, that's the Italian way. Can't believe they put Louis on stage without sending out a national emergency broadcast bleep. You would have thought he actually killed 3 women. Seriously. Think about it. Think about how it's handled. You would have thought he was guilty of rape and they found 3 skeletons under his house. It's really unbelievable what the modern day feminists have done to a couple generations of girls, ladies, women. And again, it started with Oprah, that fucking fullback out of Nevada. Hey, Jace, can we cue up where he says that about the Buick? Or do you just have what I sent you? It just made me laugh. He blames it on a Buick.
Fucking Buick.
How did Buick feel about that? Unbelievable. Well, so the right is getting a little testy. They're putting a bomb in a mailbox. I don't condone that, but if you're going to do it to anybody, it will be that cheese-eating fucking Hungarian motherless tit wonder. But then you get vandals. And by the way, this is why this pisses me off, because you'll have people in the mainstream media go, look, both sides are out of control. And I'd say for every mailbox bomb, there's been how many attacks? Literally, go on Breitbart. Last month, I reported over 596 physical assaults, whether chasing people out of restaurants, punching them. 596 in the last, since Trump got elected. So for every one mailbox bomb that didn't go off. So don't pretend, let's not equivocate. Let's not pretend. I love how the left, they poke you in the face, and then after the 10th poke, you punch it back, and they go, we're both guilty. You fucking evil. Media, I mean. Vandals throw giant boulder through, well, how big a boulder? If you can throw it through a window, I mean, how big was it? Through Rep. McCarthy's office window. That's Kevin McCarthy, who wants to become Speaker of the House after the widowmaker Paul Ryan fucking steps down. But they threw a boulder right through his window, apparently. His local office is in Bakersfield, California, where I have 3 summer homes. Posted photos of the suspects and some of the damage. 2 young men were caught on surveillance. Jesus, that is a big boulder. I thought that was a beanbag chair. Holy Christ. Looks like a fucking elephant took a dump in the... We have the suspects, Chase? Oh, that's great. We can identify from their ass crack. Oh, my God. What is that, the Ring doorbell system that got him? Nice, grainy photos. That one's not bad. Does that guy have a pink book bag? Yes, he does, with, like, flowers on it. That was a huge rock. Must have had a catapult like they did back in the Braveheart days. So they posted photos of the suspects and some of the damage. 2 young men were caught that we showed on surveillance outside the office. McCarthy's office is not the first GOP office to be vandalized in recent weeks. A Republican Party office in Wyoming was intentionally set on fire just 2 days after it opened in September. Vandals later hit the Metropolitan Republican Club on Manhattan's Upper East Side in October, smashing windows and spray painting anarchist signs on the doors. So I don't want to hear how, you know.
It's not going to be long before you all kill yourselves because you're all crazy.
McCarthy has been tapped to replace Paul Ryan as Speaker of the House if the leathered-nippled Nancy Pelosi doesn't take it over, if the Dems win the House. Ryan steps down at the end of the year, but he is facing a challenge from House Freedom Caucus Republican Jimmy Jordan. Kind of a civil war, wouldn't you say? Almost. You know, it'd be nice to add to the mix. You already have Americans at each other's throats because of politics. To add a nice caravan of about 7,000 uneducated, violent criminals from third world shitholes. Throw that into the mix and what a country, huh? A&W or Barks, I'm not sure. Hey, how about that pillow sponsor? Are we going to, look into that? Let's stay on the angst right before the midterms amongst Republicans and Democrats. Democrat congressional candidate tells GOP opponent to fuck off during debate in a synagogue.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
In a synagogue. That sounded more Middle Eastern. I don't know how to do the... A Democratic congressional candidate in Pennsylvania debating in a synagogue with a GOP opponent before an audience used language you don't hear often in religious settings, telling his opponent to fuck off. Scott Wallace, running against GOP Rep. Brian Fitzpatrick, shocked the audience at the congregation Tifereth, Israel, in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Not Bethlehem, Bensalem. As the two candidates stood on the platform normally used for reading the Torah. It almost makes me like the guy. But what did I say to you people about Democrats since Trump took office and he's been making them just run in circles around them and their ideas? And remember the analogy? They're like me if I'm losing Monopoly and you flip the board over. That's the Democrat Party. That's it. I guarantee if I text that to Gutfeld, he'll use it tomorrow and take credit for it. So much of my shit finds its way to TV, you have no idea. Fitzpatrick told the network, ironically, there was a later question about the need for civility in politics. Well, a good start is not to use vulgarities in the sanctuary of a synagogue in the middle of a congressional debate. Fitzpatrick continued, my sense is he was frustrated because I was cross-examining him on the ads he's running, which is a false ad based on my position on pre-existing conditions. I was asking, apparently Wallace has a pre-existing condition called Tourette's. I was asking him a series of questions on what bill he was referring to. Had he read it? And he came out with this expletive. Wallace's TV ads state that Fitzpatrick wants to remove health care from people with pre-existing conditions. Even the Washington Post fact checker wrote that the ads are highly inaccurate, meaning Wallace's ads that are criticizing Fitzpatrick are highly inaccurate. The Washington Post is defending the Republican here, not exactly a fucking right-leaning newspaper. Mr. Wallace.
You're lying. And you're a piece of shit.
It's my favorite clip of all time. Fitzpatrick, the guy's like a military hero, Fitzpatrick, bucked his party to vote against one of the president's top priorities, the repeal of Obamacare, specifically because he was concerned about the impact on people with pre-existing conditions. His reward, being attacked for selling his constituents out on the issue because of his minor procedural votes when just about every member of Congress sticks to party lines. In other words, he went against the GOP party line, to protect people with pre-existing conditions. And this guy he's running against fucking lied about the ads. And Fitzpatrick called him on it, and that's when he said, fuck off. That's pretty... I'm not a debate, but I'm pretty sure the ref would step in and go, it's over. When you go, fuck off to your... That's how I debate, family members on Thanksgiving. The stuffing is very good. No, it's dry. Fuck off. It's good. Anyhow. Because of redistricting, Fitzpatrick is running against Wallace for Congress in Pennsylvania's first congressional district. Anyhow. But part of me's like, fucking, I snaps, you kind of want to vote. Fuck off. That's a good point. Go fuck yourself. That would have been beautiful in the Kennedy and Nixon debate. Oh, I think you're just full of shit, you fucking Irish syphilitic cocksucker. The American people have to know why their president's a crook. I never did anything wrong, and I promise never to do it again. That was a rich little quote. Anyways, finally tonight here on ABC This Week with George Stephanopoulos. How about that? That he worked for the Clintons for about 100 years and he hosts a Sunday talk show that influences people. How about an article I didn't even read today about the high-tech companies donating millions to the Democrats? But they can't affect the election, can they? They only control every bit of information that you guys read on the internet. But no, they're not good. They're right down the middle politically, remember. They're objective, right? You heard the guys from Google. It's amazing that the Republicans that were even in any of these things, between the mainstream media being complicit with a Democrat, now social media. That's why I started this show, to kind of balance off the... I didn't shave and my little, my hairs are getting caught in my collar, pinching me. You've had that problem. Me and Rosie O'Donnell and, Nick, leave her alone. What a hateful, poor, mentally retarded woman she is, huh? Just suicidal. Have you ever... She is... she's the unhappiest lesbian I've ever seen in my life. How about this broad? Stacey Abrams. You know who that is? She's the now Democratic candidate for governor in Georgia. Well, some footage came out of her at a protest on the steps of the Georgia Capitol in 1992. She joined in the burning of the state flag, which at the time incorporated the Confederate battle flag design and was viewed by many as a lingering symbol of white supremacy. She's got a little bit of a weight problem. Here's some of Stacey Abrams.
It's my comfort.
You fat, nasty black bitch.
She put the flag out when she'd accidentally fell on it and dropped a big gulp. How about this? I keep telling me what a racist country this is. We have a black woman who is burning a state flag, running for governor of that state 20-something years later. But keep telling me what a sexist, racist country this is. Keep telling me, Democrats, fucking feminists, minority. Keep telling me what a racist, misogynist, old white boy fucking thing to America. Keep telling me. And there's a gay black guy who just got elected somewhere. I didn't just make that up. The article's upstairs. I was going to save it for tomorrow. No, it's true. Don't give me the fucking okay. Anyhow. So keep telling me again how racist, and she'll be Miss Abrams' role in the protest, which took place around the end of her freshman year at Spelman College. It's an all-black school in Atlanta. I did a year there before I was stuffed into a locker after intercepting a pass on the freshman team. Has begun to emerge on social media on the eve of the first debate Tuesday with a Republican opponent, Secretary of State Brian Kemp. If elected, Miss Abrams, 44, will be the first black female governor in the nation. In August 2017, after the violent white supremacist demonstration in Charlottesville, Ms. Abrams injected the issue of Confederate memorials into the governor's race by calling for the removal of the giant Confederate carving on Stone Mountain, a granite outcropping east of Atlanta, noting correctly its ties to white supremacy and the revival of the Ku Klux Klan. Yes, and if you take those statues down, everything's going to change. Mr. Kemp, who is white, has said that the Georgians should not attempt to rewrite the past and said he would protect the monument from the radical left. And I think he's got a point.
You are correct, sir.
But Stacey Abrams is burning a flag, I'll tell you. But don't you see it that way? It's a very sexist, racist country. Yet more women are running for office, and a gay black man was just elected. I forget where. And Stacey Abrams, footage of her burning the state flag in Georgia. But She could win this thing. What a horrible place. So racist that there's a caravan of 7,000 brown people walking thousands of miles to get in. Don't you see it that way? And you people who vote Democrat and sit home know that and still go, I'm still voting Democrat because they care more. No, they don't. No, they don't. I call them like I see them, folks. That's all I'm saying. That is it for today. You guys have been very patient. Any chats? That they didn't really fill the void either. This doesn't stream to Facebook and YouTube on days like today, so you know the audience is much bigger on Monday and Wednesday. But the patrons keep it going, keep it alive. Get paid for this shit. I'm about a third into what I spent. Just Jason alone, he gets $78,000 a year at his other job, not here. He's the funniest guy at Walmart in Somerville, Mass. Funnier than any of those broads. All right, that is it. Thank you guys so much, patrons. We love you, seriously. And Tom Wright, again, thanks for the contribution. Let's go Red Sox. Let's go Red Sox. Beat LA is what I got to say. I can't think anything else. That is it. We will see you kids tomorrow, and that show does go live on YouTube and Facebook and whatnot. Love you very much. Remember, you think it, I'll say it. You're very welcome. Take care of yourselves, and here's a little something for you.